Drop-in 101. Our agenda for today, we're going to start with what is drop-in. So we're going to introduce a little bit of what is drop-in, why was it created, and what are the features that we have in drop-in and what you can do within your network and with your organization with drop-in. Then we're going to move on to how to use it. So we're going to learn how to sign up and log in, how to navigate through the platform, how to use the features, and especially how to troubleshoot. So if you find any difficulties, you can also know how to solve these issues, right? And then in the end, we're going to have a space for questions. So what is Drop-in? Drop-in is a flagship project from Wacos. We were created as a platform that will facilitate collaboration in the sector, but we, as a fruit falling from the Wacos tree, we can also grow on to be our own tree. So as a project, we're quite ambitious and we want to reach all the organizations in Western Australia to facilitate collaboration in the sector. Why were we created? So we have 800 plus non-for-profits in the sector, in the region, and we have growing issues with homelessness, with mental illness, with aging population, with the growing rates of incarceration of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, and so many other issues with economy, migration, education, and environment. And if you think about it, the sector always needs more people and the sector always needs more money. But this is a constant need we have, and the overall need is that we need to have more outcomes to reach out to these vulnerable people and to solve all these issues. So a study has shown that one of the key factors of progress in these areas could be in the sector's ability to network and collaborate together. But there was a lack of a go-to platform for the sector to facilitate such interactions. So that's why we created Drop-in. So Drop-in is a place where you can connect. So by connect, we mean not only connect with the sector as a whole, but especially in the cross-organization kind of projects you can have. We facilitate this connections by centralizing communications, by uniting your network, by joining sector hubs. So you can join sector hubs and see what other projects look like, and then even join them if you want to. And in a more sector-wide sense, you can collaborate, you can share your ideas, you can discuss projects, you can ask questions to the whole sector, and you can share events in the sector-wide public calendar and also see the events there. And you can grow your project, you can maximize your resources, you can do more with less and expand your capacity and achieve your goals. So that's what Drop-in can do for you. So what features do we have there? Every space, we call them spaces, the places where some organizations work together for a particular end. So we have emergency relief space is one space. We have the social investment group, it's a one space. And each space has a home environment. We have file storage. We have minutes and agendas, so a storage for minutes and agendas where everyone can see all the minutes and agendas for the meetings, upcoming meetings, and the meetings that have already happened. We have a links hub where you can put all the links and online resources that are interesting for your project. We have a calendar feature. We have news and updates where you can post pretty much everything regarding this project, what's gonna happen, what has already happened, and what's relevant for the project. You can ask questions, so there's a space where people can interact through questions and answers. You can join bigger and wider discussions in forums. You can share your ideas, and you can even launch polls and see what the other people in your hub, in your project, what they think based on the results of that poll. So how to use Dropin? First, I'm going a little bit fast right now. I'm sorry for that if it's a bit too fast, but now I'm going to go a bit slower with the actual functionalities and how to use them. Feel free to ask me any questions or even ask me to repeat if I went through a particular part too fast, all right? So signing up and logging in. So the first thing when you join Dropin, I know that when I'm presenting this training, the Dropin 101, not everyone has been introduced to Dropin yet, and not everyone has a login and an account in Dropin. So if you or anyone in your network is in this condition, the first thing you do is that you go to dropin.org.au, and in the home page you're going to find this button called Become a User. When you click Become a User, what happens is that, I can show you here, right. So if you click Become a User, you can see this form, this registration form. I think that many of you have already filled it. And once you do, and you save and continue until the end and then send it, we from the Dropin team, we moderate this to see if everyone that has signed up is from the sector, and if they're relevant for Dropin. So we don't let people, obviously, like business and just random people to go there, because we want to protect your files and your communications. And then once you're approved, which can take up to 24 to 48 hours, once you're approved, you can already log in. You're going to receive an email to set your password, and that's pretty much it to sign up. And if you already have a sign up, you can just click login and put your username and your password, right? Your username, if you don't remember your username, normally we set all the usernames to be your first name, full stop, last name, all in lowercase. So if you forgot, just use this way. So put first name, full stop, last name, all together, no spaces, and all in lowercase, all right? And then your password. But if you forgot your password, you can quickly just click forgot your password here, and you're gonna receive an email. So you can put your email here, your email address, and you're gonna receive an email to reset your password. If you forgot how I got here, I just clicked login and forgot password, but there's also directly a button here, also forgot password. If you forgot your password and you want to reset your password, you just click this, put your email here, and click send it to me, and then check your email, and you're gonna see instructions to reset your password. All right. Here. All right. So moving on, here to log in, you click login, and if you forgot your password, now navigating through the platform. So this is important because some people get a little bit lost here, but it's quite simple if you follow this explanation. So Dropin is much like a textbook, right? So that's why we have this little picture of a book there. So Dropin, in Dropin we have a home page, which is much like a cover of a book. In the cover of a book, you won't find all the information that the book has for you. The information is in the pages, right? So in the cover, you're going to find the title, you're going to find the author, and these things will give you an idea of what you can find in this book, because if you know this author, or if you you can follow the idea of the title, you understand what this book is about. The same thing with our homepage. Our homepage is not supposed to be a place where you just do things. You're going to find just links to other pages that where you can actually find information. So there you're going to find a link, for instance, to your space homepage, or you're going to find a link to the news and updates, or you're going to find a link to the calendar. And when you go to this second place, then you're going to start finding information, right? Then we have the chapters in the book. In Dropin, the chapters are the spaces. So you have many spaces for the many projects that we host. And these spaces, they're like putting together many features and pages all together in a one chapter, right? So then we have the sections. Inside every space, so inside every chapter, we have different features, right? Here I'm just putting as an example 2 for each space, but we have actually around 9 per space. And then we have the pages. And all the information in Dropin is stored in the pages, and then they're gathered by the features, and then the features are gathered all together in a space, and Dropin is made by spaces pretty much. So as an example, if this was not very clear, we have the home, which is the home page Dropin, and then we have a space, like for instance the emergency relief is one of our spaces where you can have multiple non-for-profits, multiple organizations working together for this one project, which is the emergency relief. Then we have the features. For instance, we have one called news and updates. We have one file storage, like I showed you before, all the features that we can have in Dropin. Every space has hubs of these features, right? And finally, we have the pages. So we can have a page, for instance, about one update that is inside the news the news feature. You can find an update about next week's meeting. This is a one page you're going to find in the news feature. Or you can find a page of a report about the event that happened last week, which will be in files. It will be a PDF or a doc file, and you're going to find it in files, right? So this is pretty much how Dropin is organized. It's pretty straightforward if you think of it in this kind of structure, right? Now browsing through the networks. So as I told you, we have many spaces and they are the chapters of Dropin. So how can I find them? So after you're logged in, this is the home page. And in the home page, you're going to have this top menu where you can see home, get started, explore, collaborate, and my tools. If you click explore and then you click networks, you're going to find a list of all the spaces we have in Dropin. So let me quickly show you here. So I'm going to quickly log in. If you feel like typing your question in the middle of this webinar or while I'm talking, feel free to type it in and I'll answer it in the end. But if you need to get it out of your brain and just put it there so you don't forget to ask in the end, you can just ask throughout the presentation, all right? So here we are in the home page, and as I said, you can just go explore. networks, and you're going to see a list of every space we have in Dropin. And this is very cool because not only you can find your space, but you can also find other projects. And of course we have some security measures put in place. So some projects that are closed, you're not going to be able to access it directly. If you click in one that is restricted, you're going to find a page saying it's restricted. But there will be also a little button saying request access. So you can always request access, and if the people from this particular space want to grant you access, then you'll be able to join this space. You're going to be able to see their discussions and maybe use it as a good case practice for you. So this is very interesting, right? All right. So this is how you find and browse for spaces in Dropin. Also, if you're in Dropin, sometimes you end up in pages, and you find that the page is very useful and it's very interesting, but maybe you're not very clear on in which part of the website you are. Am I in my space? Am I somewhere else? Should I favorite this page so I remember how to get there, because I might not be very clear of how to find this page again. So one of the things is, like, when you're in a page, for instance, this page is called Engaging Users. So the title of the page is already an indication of the content of the page, but also where it might be. But if you look left, whenever you are in a page like this, you're going to find a menu bar showing everything that is in that space. And then it becomes clear, for instance, that this Engaging Users page is one of the pages from the forum function, from the forum feature. So if you see that it's inside the forum part, then you're already more clear about, okay, I found this Engaging Users page and it's part of the forums, so I'm not lost anymore. I know that this is part of the forums. And you can also check for what we call breadcrumbs. So they're always up there, and they will show you from which space that belongs. So this one is called Dropin Champions Home, and you're in the forums section. So the breadcrumbs will tell you you're in this particular chapter called Dropin Champions Home, and you're in this particular feature called Forums, and you're in the page Engaging Users. So if you recall that structure I just told you before, space being the chapter, feature being one of the hubs of pages you have in each space with the different features it has, and a page, then you might not feel lost anymore. So if you see a page, just look left and look the breadcrumbs, and you see what this page is and where it is located, and then it will make much more sense. All right. So this is just, so sometimes navigation can be not 100% intuitive, can be a little bit counterintuitive. So that's why I'm telling you this. Like, just pay attention to these two things, and you'll pretty much understand how you're navigating through the spaces, right? Now, favoriting a space. This is very important, because if you already have a space, if you already have a project in Dropin, you will want to have it displayed in your homepage. So every time you go, you don't have to search for it, you don't have to open the spaces list and then click for it. It will be already displayed as the first thing you see. All right. So to favorite a space, you just go to the homepage again, and click that little arrow on the top right corner. That arrow will show a menu, and if you see in the left side, there is one button called Spaces, and then you can go and click down and click in Space Directory, and when you're there, you can click the star. If this was too fast, I'm just going to show you now how I do it in Dropin. Yeah, so I'm in the home page here, right? And well, my arrow was already clicked, but if I just logged in, then the arrow will be displayed like this. So if I click here, it says show the header, and it will show this stop bar here, where you can find many things like edit, watch, everything you can do. And then there's this button called spaces. So if I click spaces and then space directory, I'll find this list of all the spaces again in Dropin. But in this list, you're going to find also here on the right of every row, you're going to find a little star. If I click the star right now, for instance, the row that I'm at right now, it's action on obesity network. If I click it, it will be highlighted. And if I go back to my home, you can see now that action on obesity is the first thing I see in my networks menu here. So in the home page, I just logged in, and the first thing I see is in this menu is my networks, and the first network that is in here now is action on obesity network. So it's the one that I've favorited. All right. So you'll probably want to favorite maybe more than one network, especially the network or the project you belong to, and you can favorite it. So whenever you log in, you just come here and click on it, like from your home page, and you end up in that page. All right? So this is how you favorite a space. Now, as I said, you can see it from my networks menu. Now, watching pages. Now, why is watching pages important? Because you don't want to have to go to Dropin every time and check if there's something new there. If you can get a notification every time something new is added. So maybe someone will add something every day, or maybe they will add something every week, but maybe you won't know the frequency of how often someone wants to update it. But you want to be on the loop whenever someone posts something new about news in your sector or a new file that they update. So you want to watch a page. When you watch a page, you get email notifications about when someone adds something new in that page. All right? So to watch a page, again, you're gonna go to the header. So you're gonna click in the top right arrow, and then in that little menu, there's one button called Watch. And if you tick the two boxes, you're gonna be watching that page. Now you want to do that for some particular pages. So for instance, if I'm just gonna go to one example space. So the social investment one. So in the social investment space, we have the news section, right? You can see here news, and I can go and see all the news that they have. This is a space I recently created, so that's why it's full of past posts. But here in the news, every time someone adds a new update here, it will be posted in this page, right? So if I want to watch this page, so every time someone puts an update like, hey, next week's meeting is cancelled, or look at this link, it's very important, I want to watch this page. So all I have to do is click watch, and you see that one of the boxes is not ticked. You have them both ticked. Watch all content in this space, and that's it. And now every time someone adds something in news, I'll get an email. It can also be done for everything else here, so file storage, agendas in minutes, shared links. I just go to these pages, click, and watch it. Alright? As simple as that. By the way, this presentation is going to be available for you. I'm going to give you the link in the end of this webinar. So don't be afraid. Don't be concerned like if you don't recall everything. But if you can follow this slides after, then you will have this presentation. So don't worry. All right. Now, using the features, this is the most important thing as a user. That you can possibly do, right? So every time you'll find a different feature, like you have news, you have a calendar, you have agendas in minutes, you want to be able to interact with that and add information there. So you want to be able to add news, or you want to be able to download agendas in minutes. So how do I use the features? How do I interact with the features? So there are three ways you can. The simplest way is that sometimes you're just going to find directly an add button, and it will be pretty much implied what you're doing. Like if you're in the news section and it says add, when you add something, you're adding something like a news or update. If you're in the ideas thing and there's a button saying add an idea, it's pretty straightforward of what you're doing there, right? Also, in some spaces like the one I just showed you, you'll be prompted to first click see all. So you see the news little box, and then if you click see all and you click the button add, you'll be able to add the news there. The third one is actually not being used anymore, the third way. So go to page blah blah. So don't even bother learning this third way. So the first way, so there's a space called emergency relief, as I told you. And if you see here, the first thing you see in ER updates, there is the see all updates, or there is a button called add update. If you click in add update, you immediately open a page where you can put new information there. And once you do and save it, I'll show you how it's done. It will be stored there and it will be in that list of posts. So it will be the most recent update. Alright? Also, the second way I told you, sometimes you're going to open a page like this one you can see right now, and you're going to have the boxes like agendas in minutes or news, and there's going to be a button saying see all. If you go there, you're going to open the page that is exclusively dedicated for news, for instance, if you're clicking see all in the news, and then you're going to find a button saying add an update. So these are the two ways you want to interact with the features. Now let me show you how it can happen in Dropin. So for instance, I showed you the emergency relief space, right? So if I wanted to post something there, or interact with any of the other features it says here, like ask the sector, or add an update, or check the upcoming events, and all these kinds of things, I just interact with them by following the first button that tells me to do so. So if you look at here in ask the sector, there is see all, where I can see all the questions and answers, but I can also directly ask a question, right? So if I click and ask a question, if I click here, this page will open where I can ask the question. So if I click next, I should give a title to the topic. So I should call it, I don't know, test question, then I should probably mark it as this discussion as a question. Then the description, this is a test question for the Drop-in 101 webinar. And I can create here and now I have this question here, right? If I look at the breadcrumb, I can see that I'm in the emergency relief space. And if I go back there, I can see that my question is now listed as the first question because I just created it. The second way, as I told you, I'm going to go back to the space I created, which is a social investment. If I want to add news, for instance, I'll find it here that it says see all. And when I'm in this page, there will be the add an update button. If I click it, it will open this page where I can actually add the update. So it says blog post title. So the title is test update. This is a test update for the Drop-in 101 webinar. And when I go down here and click publish, now people will be able to see my post, and it will also be listed. If I check here, Social Investment WA, which is the group, the first blog post that they will find in the news section will be the test update, right? So that's pretty much how you interact with things. Now, they're pretty straightforward. Normally, they're just like the ones I showed you to you. So the news, you just add news, or the question, you just click add question, and that's pretty much it. To add a file, it's also pretty clear, I guess. Like you can just, if you want to download the file, you just click in the file and it will download directly. Or you can click in the little arrow to see a preview of the file. Or if you want to add new, there's always this space in the end where you can click browse for files. And when you click it, click this one, browse for files. And when I choose one, let's say a random one, I'm not going to click through, but like if I want to add Skype there, I just click open, and it will be added in that list of news, of agendas and minutes, right? So yeah. For calendar, it's the only one that might be a bit different. So if I go back home, social investment, the calendar might be a little bit different. So you're gonna find the calendar here. And if you want to add an event, there will be a prompt here. And then you're gonna put what is the event, when, and then you can save it. That's pretty much it. All right. Cancel. All right. So that's how you interact and use the features in Drop-in. Now, finding all the features in a space. So sometimes in a space, you will not be in the top menu a button like for news and updates or for agendas and minutes, like you saw in the social investment one. So sometimes you want to find that contents bar, the one on the left I just told you, that will show you everything there is in that space. So if I'm in that situation, I want to click in one of the posts first, and then I'll quickly find everything else that is in this space. I know it sounds a bit abstract the way I'm explaining. Let me just show you what I mean. So if I go drop-in champion, if I'm going a space where not all the menus, well, most of them are here, like updates, polls, forum, everything is pretty clear, right? But I want to see everything that there is to find in this space. Where can I see a list of everything? If I click in one of the things, even if that's not what I'm looking for, I'm actually going to find the list of everything. So let's say I'm in this space and I want to see all this drop-in champions space has to offer me, everything. I can click in one of the things like interesting discoveries is a forum. It's not what I'm looking for. This is the interesting discoveries page. But now if you look to the left, you're going to see the contents bar. And in the contents bar, there will be pretty much a list of everything you can find in the space. So there is important drop-in links, there is champions updates, champions resources, training, forums, technical discussions. So if you don't find maybe a button there showing you, okay, go here or go there to find this particular thing, trying to go to a particular news or a particular a point in one of the little boxes, and when you look in the contents bar, you're going to find everything that there is in the space. The contents bar normally displays all that you can see in that space. Everything will be in the contents bar. All right? Okay. Now, commenting and tagging. Why would you want to comment or tag someone? Commenting, well, it should be pretty straightforward, especially if you have like maybe Facebook or other kinds of social media, or even blogs and things like this. When someone shares content with you, if you want to interact with that content by saying, well, nice content, or asking a question, or sharing your thoughts about it, saying, I disagree with this, and so on, you can just click comment, and you will be able to put on your comment there. But also tagging someone can be very interesting, because when you tag someone, you're calling this someone to that discussion. So that person will get an email saying, hey, Gustavo just mentioned you in a comment, and there will be a link for that page where I mentioned them. So when they click in the email, in that link, they will find this page where I mentioned them. So it's me calling that person and saying, I think maybe Candel will have good ideas about this question you're asking me. So if I tag Candel, she'll get an email saying, Gustavo just mentioned you. And if she clicks in this email, she'll get to that comment I made saying, Candel can answer this question. And then Candel will be able to actually answer the question, right? So you can do that by, for instance, I'm in any page that I end up, like interesting discoveries by champions, and then I can just click write a comment. There will be the space for me to write a comment. So I can put just test comment for the drop-in 101 webinar. And I can even tag someone so that person gets an email and can interact with my post. So I can say, hey, and to tag someone, you just put the @ right before you start typing their name. And then there will be this list where I can select someone. So if I want to say, to select Candel, I can just start typing her name, Candel, and there will be options here. In this case, I want to mention Kendall Nestor. So I click here. Hey, Kendall Nestor. Check this out, for instance. And if I click save, she will get an email now saying Gustavo mentioned you here, and she will be prompted to interact with this post and with my comment. All right. Now going back here. Sharing. So if you find something very interesting that you liked in Drop-in, and you think that other users would be also interested in that content, you can always share something, and they will get an email with your message plus the page that you said it was interesting. So let's say you're browsing through Drop-in. Wait. Let's say you're browsing through Drop-in. Let me go to the home page, and there are interesting posts here like latest in Drop-in, everything that is going on. You can also submit important updates from your organization or your space in this here. You can send me an email if you want to put something in this list, right? Okay. So there is this important news here. Volunteer grants open for application. It's very interesting, right? Now, I want other people from my space to be able to see this. So if I go, remember that if you haven't clicked yet, the arrow will look like this. And then if you click, it will show this menu here. You can click share. When I click share, I can put a note saying, hey, check out this cool news here. And if the person already has a login, I could just put their name, like Kendall. Or if the person doesn't have a login in Drop-in, you can put their email, like john@example.com, and you can select the email, and the email will be sent to that person. The only thing is that when they click the link of this news here, they will be first prompted to create an account in Drop-in, because they have to be logged in before they can see it. But this is something interesting as well, to invite your friends and invite your network to engage with Drop-in. You can maybe share content from Drop-in to them, and prompt them to also create their accounts. So you're welcome to put their names. If your group already has a contact list, you can put here as well the contact list, like for instance Drop-in team is one of the contact lists that has a list of more than one person, and then the email will be sent to everyone in this list, Drop-in team. If you don't know if you have a contact list, don't put it there. You can ask your champion if you do, or you can ask me to create one. All right. So that's pretty much how you share information, and you click share, and these people will get an email with this message first saying, hey, check out the school news here, and then with a link to this page and the title saying volunteer grants open for application. So they will be ready to access this information and see everything that there is here to check out. All right, I'm gonna cancel here so I won't send this post. Wait. Yeah. All right. Now, troubleshooting. This is the last part. So if you guys are tired, I'm almost finishing. So how to see the how-to guides, how to use the frequently asked questions, how to check the training calendar, and how to contact us. So the first thing is like if you're the kind of person that you feel a bit more comfortable just reading information and learning how to do things, if you're good at following manuals and stuff, then maybe the how-to guide is the best way for you to learn more about how to use Dropin. So if you click and get started in the main page and click how to use Dropin, you'll be taken to a page where there's a list of everything pretty much that you can learn on how to use Dropin here. So there's the users training, which is for general users like most of you. So getting started, how to search for networks, everything that we talked about today is here. Watching, favoriting, creating pages, and so on. And also, if you're a champion, which is the administrator of your group, so emergency relief, if you're the admin of the emergency relief group, you're the champion. And then there is a bit more advanced knowledge that you should have to administer, to be the admin of this network. So there is information like creating a space, inviting new users, page hierarchy. Don't be intimidated if you're a user, because pretty much everything a user needs to know is here, right? In this user bar. Now, finally, so here's how you find the how-to guides. Frequently asked questions. So you're gonna see that on the top left of every page, there's a yellow button with the FAQ. And if you click there, if you click in the FAQ, it will take you to a page where you can find questions from other users. So maybe if you want to check out problems that other people faced before and how it was solved, that's the main thing here. It's like someone asked me how to watch pages, and then the question was, can someone tell me where to watch where the watch toolbar is that you need to click to get email alerts? And then the first comment, you already find the answer. So it says go to the page, and even there's the picture of the manual here, so you can see how to do it again. So if you want to ask a question, or if you want to check what other people have asked and see if maybe this answers your question as well, you can just go and click FAQ and you're going to see it there. Finally, training calendar. So in the same button that I told you before, the get started, if you click get started, the first one, the second one is how to use Dropin, is where you find the how-to manuals. Right below it, you're going to find Dropin training. And there you're going to find a page with the calendar of all the trainings we have every week, every month. You can find other drop-in trainings that are happening for champions, Drop-in 101 happening again, all the trainings you can have on Drop-in. And you can also request a customized training. So what we've been doing is that for some networks, they want a more like customized kind of approach, where we go to your organization, we go to your office, or we go somewhere where you have everyone from your organization or your office, and we deliver a training. And this training can be the champions one if you want a champions training, or the drop-in 101 training, or a customized training for the needs of your network. You can request that by going to drop-in training. All right, so you're gonna find it here in Get Started, Drop-in Training. You're gonna find this schedule with all the sessions, including this one that is happening right now on the 10th, Drop-in 101. The purple ones are the ones for the champions. You can also participate in the champions training. There's nothing keeping you from that, but these are more advanced kind of contents. And then you can also click here and request training, and we can give you a personalized, customized training in your organization. All right? Now we're close to reaching 52 minutes. As I promised you, it lasted around 1 hour. So now we're in the end, and you can ask me all the questions you have. So please just type. If you cannot see it, again, as I told you, like in your computer, maybe here on the right of your screen, you're gonna find a little red arrow saying show control panel if it's minimized, and if you click there, you're gonna see this little box for questions, and you can enter a question for me. So if you have questions now, feel free to ask me. I'll be answering all the questions, and I'll just show you now the contact information. So it will be here. And finally, this I would like you to take a note of this, which is to download this presentation. So to find everything that I just showed you right now, including my contact information, including the pictures of everything how you do in Dropin, you can find it by just putting in your browser bit.ly with an I -dropin intro, lowercase, right? So I'll leave you some time now to type in your questions if you have questions, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So here, if you go in your browser and you just type bit.ly-dropin intro, all in lowercase, all together, enter, and you're going to find this in your computer for you to download. And then you're going to find my contact information in the end as well, the contact information for the whole Dropin team, and this manual. Can you delete a question or an update? For example, you have put in the wrong place, it's a test or other reason. So this is a very good question. Like, we've been encouraging the champions to delete the wrong pages themselves. So if the champion, so the administrator of that page, doesn't do it for some reason, then you can do it yourself, but you don't have to worry. Like, I would encourage all the users to just go and update or create something new or put something there. And if you did something wrong, just leave it there and contact the person, whoever is managing that page, and say, hey, I just posted this wrong, and I would like you to delete that page. This is the best way, because sometimes we don't want users to just go around and delete things that they might not know what they're deleting. But if you just created something that you're really not happy with, let's say you created this update and you just, like a test one, like this one. I created this test update, but obviously there's typos there, or it's not interesting, I just posted the wrong thing. How to delete is that, remember the little top right arrow, you go here and then there's this three buttons, three points, and if you go and delete, and it's deleted. Just click delete and then OK, and it's deleted. But as I told you, if it's something that it's really not that important, I would notify the champion or the administrator of that particular space first, and just tell them, oh, I created this page by accident, could you delete? Just to make sure. If it's something you just created and you want to create again, then feel free to go and delete there. when will the next round of champion training be scheduled? Alright, so we have the champions training. You can find more information about the champions training, as I said, here in this calendar. So if you want to follow the calendar, you can find it here. And so the next one for champions will happen here on the 19th. It's the Drop-in Champions Level 3, Maximizing Online Engagement. So we have 3 modules for the champions training, but this is the last one for champions in this year. And then the next round of champions training will be happening, I believe around, it will be starting again in February. But if you feel like if you're starting a new space right now, you can request a champions training here at Waco's office for free, or you can request a training at your office for the small fee of $100. So you can request here in this page, as I told you here, get started, drop-in training. If you go a little bit below the calendar and you go request training, we can go to your office. If you click this button and you do this request, we go to your office and we do this training for this amount of $100. Yes, the amount is fixed. But if you do it here at Waco's office, in our office, so you just send me an email. The contact information, as I said, is here. You can download the presentation and send me an email here. If you're scheduled to do it here at our office, it's for free.